Hey there, my beautiful crafty friends. It's Sarah with Jujube Crafts and More. Thank you for joining me today. You may have noticed that my channel name has changed just a very small bit from Jujube Cards and More to Jujube Crafts and More, and that's just because I want my channel to reflect the fact that I will be doing crafting and not just card making. I do enjoy card making and will be bringing you a few card making tutorials, but for the most part I will be doing crafting on my channel. So let's see what we've got going on today. I grabbed this gather sign from the Dollar Tree, some nautical rope, and some lace ribbon. This sign came in a variety of different words, but I liked the gather for the Thanksgiving season. So to get started, I'm going to just add the lace ribbon along the outside edge of this sign. This will give it a really pretty finished look when we're all done. I'm just going to go along and add small bits of hot glue and do this in small sections all the way around. I decided to keep the back edge flush, so the ribbon is flush with the back edge and sticks up a little bit over the top of the front, but once we get our rope in along the front edge, you won't even notice that that was sticking up a little bit. So I'm going to speed us up here, and you might notice I'm using this silicone makeup brush from the Dollar Tree, and I have to tell you, it works amazing for gluing, like using hot glue, probably for any glue because it's silicone, so the glue would just come right off. But for adding this lace ribbon along the outside edge, this makeup brush was amazing. So if you're at the Dollar Tree and you see one of these, give it a pick up because it's pretty awesome. I did add a little bit of ribbon to the inside edges of the, like where the A and the E and in between the H and the T, so that it was all finished off. Next, I'm going to take my nautical rope and I'm going to hot glue that along the front side of the sign, all along the perimeter to start. So I'm just going to add the nautical rope, a little bit of glue, add the rope, a little bit of glue. I'm just going to take my time and go along the whole entire outside edge to start. And then once I get back up to the G, I'm just going to finish that off by cutting the rope and hot gluing it. And then I'm going to go back and add more nautical rope to the areas that didn't have any, so that it was all filled in. And here you can see I've gone back and I'm just adding a little bit of more rope and glue to finish covering the front side, the front part of the sign with the rope. I'm taking this wreath that I had from last year. This is one that's hung up on my door, and I am just going to hot glue this to the front of this wreath. This is just a basic burlap wreath that I made with a Dollar Tree wreath form. And here's a look at the sign on my front door. I think it turned out really cute. I like that this is different than painting or Mod Podging paper on the front of these signs. It gives it a different and unique look, I think. Next, we're going to take some of these tumbling tower blocks from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just using a little bit of Aleene's tacky glue and some hot glue to attach these pieces together. You're going to attach 7 of them in a straight line. Now, if you don't like a little bit of gap in between your pieces, definitely don't use the hot glue because it creates more space in between the blocks. So if you don't like that look, I would go with the just regular glue and really squish them together so that there is the least amount of space in between them as possible. You won't get away with not having any space in between these pieces. So if you want your piece to look more solid, you'll probably want to add some spackle or wood filler in between those pieces and then sand it down. But I don't mind this look and I was fine not doing that. Next, I'm going to paint this with some white chalk paint. And I'm just painting the top and the sides of each of these 7x1 pieces. Once that's all finished, I'm going to take a piece of foam core board and I'm just going to cut it down so that it's 13 3/4 inches square. And then I'm just adding some of this shelf liner from Walmart. It comes in a really big roll. I think it's like 15 feet for like $6. And I'm just going to add that to the front. Next, I'm going to clip out the corners so that it's not as bulky on the corners when I finish adding the shelf liner to the sides of this piece of foam core. So I'm just going to smooth it up and lay the edge down. And I'm just using my hands to get out any bubbles. Next, we're going to create our frame for our foam core. And to avoid having to cut any of these wood pieces, you'll have to attach these together in a certain way. So to create our first section here, I'm just going to hot glue the top directly on to that left side so that the whole entire top piece is on top. But when we go to the right side, I'm going to glue this to the edge of the top. So you can see on the left side, it's underneath the top, and on the right side, it's next to the top piece. I hope that makes sense. Definitely lay this out first before you hot glue to make sure that you've got it square and correct. So then when I turn my piece, the left side is now underneath the top piece, and we're going to glue the second piece, or the second side, right up next to the top piece. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, leave me a comment and I'll try to explain it better. But I think once you place down all the pieces and you kind of look at it, you'll see what I'm talking about, making it so that it's square. Once I get all the pieces together on my frame, I'm going to flip it over and I'm just going to add hot glue to the back side of it. Then I'm going to take my foam core and I'm going to place it pretty side down on top of the hot glue to attach our frame to our sign. I'm going to create a hanger for the back side of my sign. I'm just using 4 pieces of jute twine. I just knotted the ends and then I'm just adding hot glue and putting the twine in it. And then I'm going to add some more hot glue on top of it and some masking tape over the top of the hot glue. And that just creates a really secure holder or hanger for our sign. I'm going to do that to both sides. And then I'm going to add a clip to the front of this sign so that I can hang different papers in my sign. So I just took a clip that was on a Dollar Tree picture frame, and I just unscrewed it from that picture frame, and I'm just going to hot glue it onto the front of this piece here. So I'm just putting some hot glue on it, and I'm going to add it to the frame. That way I can hang a 12 by 12 piece of paper in this little display frame. And here's how it looks on the wall. I really think this is a cute and unique way to display some of those 12 by 12 pieces of paper that come in paper packs that you never know what to do with. So our last thing isn't really a craft, but just a way to dress up these LED candles. So I'm taking some of this ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just adding a tiny bit of glue and wrapping this ribbon right around this candle. It's very simple and easy, but makes a huge difference in the look of your candle. For the second candle, I'm just using some nautical rope that I had left over in my stash, adding just a tiny bit of hot glue. I just want to add just a small amount so that I can change these out when I want to. And I'm just going to wrap that nautical rope right around the candle. And then I'm going to add just a cute little bow from this Dollar Tree ribbon. For the third candle, I'm just wrapping some regular jute twine right around the candle a few times. Then I'm going to take a leaf and some of that lace ribbon, and I'm just going to wrap that lace ribbon right around that leaf, and done. Super cute, super easy, and just really steps up these candles a ton. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed these crafts. If you enjoyed them, give me a thumbs up. Every thumbs up really helps YouTube notice me and helps my channel grow. Also, please subscribe to my channel by clicking that red button down below, and then hit the bell so that you know when I post new videos. I really appreciate you. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm thankful. Thank you. Love you. Bye.